All right.
Let me give you a breakdown of what the development surrounding what happened, Supreme Court judgment on River State, that has unsettled both Nigerians within and outside the country. There has been series of international reactions to that, and those who are taking note are documenting development on the matter that has to do with a former governor in that state and now FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, and Fubara, who happens to come from Opopo and Ijaw enclave in River State. The Supreme Court has passed a judgment ordering that the 27 lawmakers loyal to Wike, federal government and Tinubu should be reinstated. And of course, allocations should be withheld by the CBN pending when Fubara is going to comply with restatement of illegality. The last one is the local government chairman. And of course, everything was piled up by that Supreme Court judgment, possibly has been seen against Fubara, as they want us to understand what it is at this point in time. But looking at it from different perspectives, as it is starts now, the case has been thrown to the dogs. The matter is in the dogs now. What I mean by the dog is that, whoever that's able to turn to be a beast enough will eat the bone. And I can tell you, everybody, both in River State and in Abuja, Asu Rock, and in the north, are struggling to take the bone. And what is the bone there? The bone is the resources of River State that is the main center of attraction. And of course, 2027 build-up, political build-up, that will lead to either the making of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's second term, or it is completely, denied him. But from the look of things, the Ijaw National Youth Council has issued a statement to Wike and the federal government of Nigeria over the Fulani-sponsored tailored judicial judgment. And the response is this: if you can obey Supreme Court judgment over Nnamdi Kanu's case, then Fubara will obey Supreme Court judgment based on what the judgment says about reinstatement. Federal government should first of all obey Supreme Court judgment on Nnamdi Kanu. That has become very difficult, and what is going to lead to whatever is going to become is yet to be ascertained. But as I'm talking to you now, we are going to see another perspective of the beast in Simi Fubara, who happens to be an Igbo man, an Opopo man, and a German from Arochukwu. And he's telling you that with the presence of Ohaneze Ndigbo, president, with domicile in River State, the Northerners are not happy with that arrangement. And they are bent on making sure they use every illegality, including a well-tailored judicial judgment against Fubara, to remove him from office. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also went through the process, and it was declared by a Supreme Court that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be set free. Unfortunately, the Nigerian government, the Fulani-led judiciary, the Arab Yorubas refused to obey that judgment to date. Then everybody is jubilating, jumping up and down, that the same Simi Fubara should obey the same Supreme Court that denied another person's freedom. Federal government should come to understand this, that since Nigeria has become as lawless as Wike and Tinubu, then lawlessness will set in. Any attempt to impeach the governor of River State, Simi Fubara, any attempt to manipulate the will, the mandate of the River people will lead to forceful breakup of Nigeria. Will lead to people like Wike and all his cronies run away from the Biafran land That's a Biafran territory. And we're saying it without fear or reservation. Why is it that when Pa Ayo Adebanjo died, we did not see any Fulani man in Pa Ayo Adebanjo's residence? When Edwin Clark died, we saw all the whole Northerners in Niger Delta. Why? Pa Ayo Adebanjo, would you see Gowon? Would you see all the whole people who are dipping their iron, exploiting, destroying the Biafran land under the name of exploration? We don't see them in Pa Ayo Adebanjo's house. But we saw them paying homage. All the Fulanis paying homage to Edwin Clark. At what point and at what understanding will the people of the Ijaw, the people of Ikwere, Ishekiri, understand now that the Igbo man is not your problem? And Igbo will never be your problem. There's no country in this world without ethnic nationalities, including America. America have 4 ethnic nationalities with over 40 federating units, all independent. But in Nigeria, they don't want Rivers State to be independent. They don't want Abia State to be independent. They don't want independence of this state. All they want is that to make sure that they continue to keep their holds on the resources of Biafrans and continue to take their crude oil unaccounted for. That is why you see all the whole Fulanis were in Niger Delta when Pa Edwin died. But what I'm saying is this: to an extent, to be real, you are bringing the beast in Simi Fubara. And the Ijaw National Congress is saying clearly that we might be in for forceful disintegration of Nigeria. But I can tell you now, that judgment by the Supreme Court has already declared Rivers State as an independent entity outside Nigeria. That's what it means. So, Rivers State currently now is not operating as a federating unit of the entity called Nigeria. And what does that tell you? It tells you of what is going to come. It tells you of what is coming. It tells you of what might likely lead to the final disintegration of Nigeria. And when it happens, those who are clapping their hand for Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of their second-term ambition, want to sit down on the resources of Rivers State to finance a presidential election, and you felt the only way you can do it is to champion a Fulani-tailored judicial judgment against a democratically elected governor. What is the sense of Fubara? That's what a lot of people are asking. In less than 1 week, Fubara was sworn in. The crisis began. Out of the 100% commissioners, Fubara only have 10%. The remaining ones belongs to Wike. The state lawmakers refuse to be loyal to the governor. 27 of them is loyal to somebody who is not a governor, but to somebody who is far away in Africa. And we felt that the governor himself is okay with this kind of move. Well, the essence of judiciary is to give judgment based on consciousness and the national conscience. The national conscience is to make sure that things become what it is. Look at the issues the way they are and be able to pass judgment based on that. The consciousness of Rivers State does not support what Wike is doing in Rivers State. But the judiciary supports what the federal government want to achieve in Rivers State. So what actually happened in Rivers State judgment was not a case of the law, was just a case of interest. And that is why they are telling the federal government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu based on Supreme Court judgment. if actually they want Fubara to obey the so-called kangaroo court, Supreme Court judgment. Well, I want to share this with everybody all over the world. The South territory belongs to the Biafran sovereignty. And I can tell you in honest truth that the quest for the restoration and recognition of Biafra as a sovereign nation has taken global and international dimension currently now. What you are seeing playing out clearly is a clear identification that the Biafrans are no longer wanted in Nigeria. What you are seeing clearly is a mapped out plan to diminish and destroy the structures of the unification and dismantle whatever you see that is coming from that direction. The entire Igbo nation and the 40 territories belonging to Biafran sovereignty should understand clearly at this point in time that enough is enough. That we have had enough from the Arab Yorubas and we have had enough from the Fulanis, and we can no longer continue to tolerate the impunity as a result of oil exploration. They have removed the dignity that holds us together. They have destroyed the integrity of sanity of Nigerian coexistence. They have continued to show extreme marginalization and killing. All these things is targeted at making sure that the Biafra does not stand. But unfortunately for them, the governor you are seeing today has come to identify that the Igbo man is not the problem of Ikwere people. It's not the problem of River State. That the Fulanis and the Yorubas, Arab Yorubas, yes, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they have their history. Bola Adenugan, all of them, Dela Lake, Ononuga, all those who stood against the interests of national unity are the one championing what is happening in River State. And what you are seeing today, the Rivers people have come to the terms and agreement that their own brothers, the Igbo people, are not their enemies. The way they projected the Igbo coup of 1966, that it was an Igbo coup. Thank God for the revelation. At least you can see that the Igbo man have not raised his iron against anybody in Nigeria. We have suffered we have been subjected, I don't know how to put it, we have been humiliated enough. And what we are seeing today happening in River State is a clear slap on the Ohanese leadership, on all lovers of democracy all over the world. And I can tell you that the presence of the governor is unknown currently now. There's crisis in River State. The government house is under lock and key. And if there's any attempt to break the government house to allow these criminals, powered by Fulani judgment, judicial judgment, will be restricted. And the federal government and Nigeria should brace up for what is to come. Because what is to come to Nigeria is going to be too mysterious. What is happening in River State, what is happening in Lagos State will be a child's play. And that is the development for now. And that is what it stands for now. I will keep you just stay tuned.